Hi everyone, welcome to the Alcoa Connects Mac OS X tips and tricks training session. Let's go ahead and get started. In every Mac there's an application called Preview. Preview is located in your Applications folder. You'll also find it here in the dock. Here I have it. I'll go ahead and click on the icon. It will launch. Now it doesn't look like at this point nothing is happening. But if you go up to the top of your screen, you'll see that Preview is running. We just haven't pulled in any content. All right, the first thing I'm going to show you with regards to Preview is how to work with PDFs. All right, so what we'll need to do is open a PDF. I have one in my Downloads folder, so I'll click File, Open. I'll go to Downloads, and here we are. I'm going to begin by taking a look at a multi-page PDF document. All right, so we'll go ahead and choose one here. Then I'll click Open. All right, and here we are. You can see that the pages are all arranged over here on the left. This is the thumbnail view, and we can hide our sidebar if we want to. Just focus on the current page. You can pull that back up. Now, one neat thing that you can do here with a multi-page document is reorder the pages. So if you say page 1 was out of order and you needed to move that to another spot in your document, simply click on the thumbnail and drag, and you can reorder it. All right, that's one thing you can do. If you happen to have a page that is rotated the wrong way, all you have to do is select it, and then using the keyboard shortcut, we're going to do a Command L or Command R, and it will rotate it. All right, now what's nice in Preview is that you don't have to actually save anything. It saves it for you the moment you close out of the PDF. All right. So if I click right here and I rotate that one to the left, and this one I'll rotate to the right, if I close out of it, it basically overwrites the PDF version that was there. All right, now I'm going to show you a little trick that will allow you to restore and access prior versions of PDF documents. All right, so let's go back to Preview. We'll choose File and Open. And then from here, we'll click on our multi-page PDF once more. I'll click Open. You can see here, oh no, we've got some issues. Let me reduce the size of this a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, it saved it as just like we wanted it to, but don't really want our document looking like this. So we're going to try to revert back. So here's how we do it. We're going to click on the File menu and then choose Revert to, and then we'll say Browse All Versions. This will pull up every version of the document as you've worked on them. All right, so if you have lots of versions, you can cycle up and down. And I just had the one previous version that I have here to work with. All right, so I want it to go back to the way it was there, so I'll go ahead and choose it and then say Restore. And there we go. I have just restored the document. It's as easy as that. Another thing you can do with PDF files with Preview is to annotate them. So we'll make sure that Preview is running. Here we are. Go up to our File menu and I'll say Open, and we'll get this PDF. Preview PDF for adjusting. I'll click Open. All right, so here is a PDF, and I want to go ahead and fill it out. So the way we're going to do that is by using the markup tools. And our now toolbar right here, you'll see this little icon. It says Show the Markup Toolbar. We'll click that, and then we have all kinds of tools here that we can use to mark up the PDF. So in this case, if I wanted to type the date right here on this page, I would go to the text box option. I'd click that, and it puts a text object right here. I would move that into place, and I would click inside of it, and today is the 31st, 10/31/22. There we are. Now you can see it's red, so I want to change that, so I'll select the text, go to my font color. You can see we're using Helvetica 17 point. I can make that a little smaller, and I can change it to the color black if I want to. There we are. All right, and then of course if we need to move this around a little bit, we can do that as well. If you need to cover some sensitive information or block out a part of a document, can simply use some of these tools up here, like the box tool. All right, so we can draw a box. All right, here it is right here, and I can take this, say I want to get rid of that bold statement right there, and resize this. Now I've covered it up. Remember, to save a PDF in OS X, all you have to do is click the little red icon and that will save it. Remember, if you make a mistake based on what we just learned, you can always go back to a previous version. Okay? Another thing that you can do with Preview is to edit images. So once again, I'll click on my File menu and I'll say Open, and I'll choose this image right here. Okay, so what can we do with this? Well, for starters, we can crop it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our markup tools on the screen here. Alright, I will grab my selection tool right here. We'll go with the rectangular selection option, and then I will simply draw around the part of the image that I would like to keep here. Alright, you can see that as you're drawing this, it's going to tell you the size, pixel dimension of what you're selecting is. Alright, so I'll go ahead and say that's how I want it. I'll click on the tool menu and I'll click crop. Okay, I've just cropped the picture. Another thing that we can do is we can remove a specific color. Alright, so if I want to get rid of this orange here, I'll click on my color picker, and then I'll click right there on the orange, and I'll drag to the right, and when I do, it's going to select that color. The more I drag to the right, the more it's going to try to remove. Right, so I don't want to go too far. That looks good about right there. Then I'll come up to my edit menu and I'll say cut, and it got rid of all that orange there. Okay, at this point I can click on the file menu, I can say export. I'll save this to my desktop. I'll just call it painting. And you can see there's a number of different types of files we can save this as. We will select the PNG format because that allows us to use transparency and it preserves that alpha channel. So I'll click save. And now it's done. Alright, so let me quit preview. Now, if I double click on our image, here it is. And you can also see that we no longer have that background. That has been removed. Right. Beyond this, you can do such things as adjusting the color, the saturation. You can mark it up, put text on it just like we could any other PDF. Here's what the adjust color controls look like. All right. Increase the exposure. You can see how it changes that. Remove the saturation. Blow up the contrast here. Okay. You can do lots of things. Close out of it. Open it back up. And here we are. Remember, if you don't like what you the changes that you've made, go up to the File menu and then go to Revert to, Browse All Versions, and here we are. Restore. Alright. One final thing I'm going to show you how to do with Preview, and that is to import images or videos from your iPhone. Alright, so provided you have connected your computer to your iPhone with a USB to Lightning cable, then from the File menu, choose Import. Should see your phone listed there if it's connected. And here are the images. Alright, go ahead and choose the image that you want to bring in, and then click Import. Choose your destination. I'll say maybe the desktop is where we want it to go. Click that option, it pulls it in, and then it will open the image. Very easy to do. QuickTime is another great Mac utility. Lets you work with video and audio. I've got a shortcut to it in my dock. You'll also find this in the Applications folder. All right, or maybe even utilities. We'll click QuickTime, and I'm going to show you how you can capture iOS content. So if maybe you wanted to create a little video tutorial of how someone would navigate through a specific app on your phone, you could actually capture that. Connect your phone to your computer, launch QuickTime, and then from the File menu, choose New Movie Recording. Alright, when you do that, you'll see this little option drop-down menu beside the record button. This allows you to choose different cameras. Right now we're going to choose our phone. It sees that as an actual camera. Alright, so we have it selected. And then before you start recording, make sure you have the right microphone selected. Alright, we are using the default microphone here. You could also use audio from your phone if you wanted to. Alright, so at this point, to record, we just simply click the record button. It's recording. Then you can see we can go through our menus here. All right. Go certain places we want. When you're done recording, click stop. Okay, to save the file, simply click on the File menu, choose Export As, and then you can choose an export option. To record your entire screen, once again, launch QuickTime. This time, go up to the File menu and choose New Screen Recording. All right, we're going to come over here to Record Entire Screen. All right, under Options, make sure you choose the correct microphone. You may have a few if you have different things plugged into your computer. All right, choose the right one. And then at this point, click Record. After the recording is finished, simply get it saved to the directory you want. Okay, let's take a closer look at our Finder and the dock. We'll begin with the Finder. You'll see the Finder icon on the left-hand side of your dock. If we click on that, it pulls up a Finder window. Now from here, you can get to any directory. On your computer, you can see mine has the favorites over here on the left hand side, just FYI. All these can be moved around if you want. Perhaps you want recents to appear on the bottom of your stack there. Just click and drag it and it'll move it around. Or we can move content from one directory to another by simply dragging. Okay. We can change our views inside this window with these controls right here. This is grid view, right, or icon view. You can see we can increase the size there. Our next view is going to be showing the items as icons in a list. Here we are. This next option will again change the view. And our final view here, the gallery view. So we can just sort of swipe down on the bottom there, got that little scroll bar. Alright, so this is going to be entirely up to you, whatever your preference is. Alright, I prefer this first view here, icons. Alright, you can see there are ways to group the icons. Right now it's set to none, but you could have them grouped by name, application category, when they were last opened, the size. So if I said name, you can see it's going to automatically rearrange them based on their name, starting with the A's. See that? If you set it to none, you're going to be able to move the icons around. Okay? We also have the share arrow right here. Share the selected icons. We can apply a tag here. So let's say I want to make the applications I use most often, or the ones associated with Google, add a little tag to them. That would be Chrome here, Google Docs, Drive, Sheets. All right, I'll just click my tags button. I'll say Google, and I'll choose the color blue. Now those have a tag that's been applied to them. You can see you have some more options here. You can quickly sort by or clean things up and quickly get to our view options here. You can change the file size or the icon size if we want, the space in between the icons, the text. We can increase that if we want. Okay, lots of ways to customize this. You can choose a color or background color. Okay. See how that looks. Alright. Now the dock, which is down here, this can be customized. You can start by enlarging it. The way you're going to enlarge it is by putting your cursor between this little divider bar right here and then clicking and dragging up. That will increase the size. To change other attributes of your dock, go to your system preferences, choose dock and menu bar, and here's one that I like, magnification. So if we check that and then close out of this, put our cursor down here on the dock, and you can see it's going to magnify the icons as we roll over them. Alright, you can also position your dock on the left and the right and the top. Oh wait, maybe not the top. Let me come back here. Let's see. Go to dock and menu bar. Yeah, so it's the left, right, or the bottom. There, okay. We can rearrange, of course, these items by clicking and dragging if we want to. Alright, if we want to add additional shortcuts into our docks, we can go to our Launchpad here. Let's say I want a quick shortcut to dictionary. I can take and drag that, can place it right here. Doesn't remove it from the applications folder, just places a reference file or alias to it right here in the dock. The other thing we want to look at here, Launchpad, you just saw a glimpse of that, and there are several applications here, several pages that will take us to our applications. Alright, if you use your arrow keys, you can navigate through all of them if you want. Alright, using a gesture on your mouse, I'm using a 3-finger gesture that will move me from one page to the next. Alright, it's a quick way to get to places. The escape key, and you're out of this screen. Mission control is going to allow you to have multiple desktops. Alright, so I want to try to put a couple different windows and different desktops so you can see how this actually works. Alright, so I have 3 desktops here. So here's my first one, control, and then your arrow key. That'll let you get from one desktop to the next. You could also use a 3-finger swipe on your, or in this case, on your mouse. Okay. To see all of your desktops, come back here to the dock and then choose Mission Control, and it's going to show you what your screens look like. Of course, you can rearrange these if you want to. Just click and drag, and then this will be our first desktop, basically just like pages here, and you can add more if you want to. Right, so it's a way to avoid having to maximize and minimize windows on your screen throughout the day. You just put the things you're working on a different desktop and you can quickly get to them. Okay, we have some system tips here to adjust things such as your trackpad or your mouse, enabling that secondary click. Come to your system preferences and then click on mouse. Alright, the first section here under point and click, you can enable that secondary click. That's going to be the same as a right click. Alright, you can also adjust your tracking speed here. And then the next tab over has gestures. This is going to show you ways you can manipulate your Mac using a variety of commands. You can see these are similar to what you would maybe use at times on a mobile device. Okay? Click the grid here to get back to the main System Preferences menu. You might find that there are some accessibility functions you need to access. You'll see them right here in the second row. Simply click on here. You can choose to adjust things such as your display colors, zoom preferences, spoken content. We'll say more about that in a minute. how physical devices connected to your computer operate. All right, just know this is where those features are at. Okay. Your general preferences area, this is basically going to allow you to get to anything. There is an actual general option here, and you can see when you come in here you can choose a light or dark appearance, have it set to auto based on the time of day. Your accent colors, those can be set. Set your default web browser in this area. You can see a few more options there as well. Alright. Last thing I want to show you is how to get to system utilities. So if you happen to be more tech savvy and want to do more, you can click on the Go menu up here and then choose Utilities. This will take you to where you can see things such as your activity monitor, screenshots, you can create those, color sync utility, Bluetooth file exchange. You can even take it down to the terminal and enter some commands if necessary. Okay, let's take a look at a few shortcuts here. The first one is finding, all right, or a spotlight search. You're going to bring up the search command by simply Okay, let's go over a few keyboard shortcuts now. The first is a spotlight search. To enable that, do a command spacebar, and it'll pull up the spotlight search. Right. So from this point, you want to look for pictures, JPEG images. Just start typing in what it is you want to look for. All right. Command spacebar will do it. I'll hit the escape key, and I'm out. All right. Next one is screen capture. It might be at some point throughout the day you have to capture something on your screen. The way we can do that is going to be a command shift and the number 4. Right, that gives you a little crosshatch. Right, so you can select what it is that you want to capture. Hit the escape key to cancel out of that. Besides that option, do a command shift 5. That will bring up some additional controls. The default option here is to capture the entire screen. A certain window with this option. All right, you can even do your videos here. We also saw this built into QuickTime earlier. All right, we'll close out of that. Okay, screen zoom. So if you have, or you're doing a presentation and you want some folks to be able to see things on your screen a little easier. Let's see if I get to, we'll go to Google Maps here. Alright, this will be a good place to explore. Alright, so what you have to do is go to your system preferences and enable the screen zoom. Alright, so here's how we're going to do that. Click on your Apple menu, go to System Preferences, and then look for Accessibility. Choose the zoom option. Alright, and then make sure this is checked here. Alright, to zoom in, we're going to use Option Command equal, and then to zoom out, Option Command minus. Alright, let me show you what that looks like here. Alright, so I'm going to hold down Option Command equal. You can see that zooms us in. Minus takes us out. And if we do Option Command 8, that'll return us to the original view. Okay? Let me close out of this. Come back here to our accessibility options, and we're going to go ahead and get it to read some text to us. All right, so let me pull up another browser window here. Independence. All right, let's go here to this page, and let's say during class we want to have this read. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll go to spoken content, and then make sure that you check this option, speak selection. All right, and if you click options, you can see what keyboard command you'll need to use in order to get your text read. In this case, it's Option Escape. So I'll click OK. All right, I will select the text here, and then I'll tap these keys, Option Escape. Let's see what happens.
The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, when in the course of human...
Okay, you can see you have playback controls right down here. You can stop it, advance it, speed it up if you want. All right, and if you want to choose a different voice, go back to your system preferences, and then you're going to see your voice options right here. And you can get a preview of any of these by clicking the little play
Hello,
button.
my name is Nikki. I am an American English voice. Hello, my name is Nikki. I am...
All right, last thing we want to talk about here is wireless connectivity and file sharing. On the Mac, you're going to have a service called AirDrop, and you want to make it such that you can receive files from everyone. All right, if you only have it set to receive files from people in your address book, chances are you might not be receiving what it is you're wanting. All right, so from your desktop, click on the Go menu, and then choose the AirDrop option. All right, you need to make sure that you have Wi-Fi turned on in order for this service to work. And then down here, allow me to be discovered by, set it to everyone. That way people near you will be able to send you files. Now, they won't automatically show up on your phone or computer. If someone sends it to you, you will receive a message and you will have to accept it before it gets dropped in. All right, so I am on my phone here and I want to send a picture to this computer. So I will tap on my phone the little AirDrop option, and this computer is 13040. So I'll tap it, and when we do, you're going to see this little message. I'm going to accept that, and it puts it in my downloads folder. Here it is. I've got it. Okay. You can send documents to other folks. All they'd have to do is make sure they have it there set to allow me to discover by everyone. And then you could take a file and just drop it onto their device, and it will send it to them. I will say accept on my phone, and the file is sent. All right, this is a great, easy way to get content from your computer to your mobile device without having to physically connect the two devices. All right, so that's AirDrop. AirPlay. This is going to allow you to send your screen to an Apple TV or a smart TV with built-in AirPlay. The way we do that is to just look for the option up here in your upper right-hand corner. You can see screen mirroring. Just choose the screen that you want it to go to, and it will send it. In most cases, it will require you enter the code that's on the screen. Once you've done that, people will be able to see what's in front of you. All right. If you don't see that option there, go to your options here and then choose screen mirroring, and you can see those destinations there as well. The last feature I want to talk about today is screen mirroring, which lets you take your mobile device or another Mac and send it to the Mac in front of you, the screen. All right, now you have to go to your system preferences and turn on the sharing here. So if we'll go to sharing, look for the option that says AirPlay receiver. This basically turns your computer into an AirPlay receiver, allowing folks on the same network to send their screen to yours. All right, I have mine set to everyone just for today's demo, but you could require a password. Probably would be a good idea. And what they're going to see is a shared destination of ACS 13040. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do that on my phone here. I'm going to AirPlay. Here we are. All right, you can see this message. It says somebody's trying to go to your screen. Click accept if you want that connection to be made, and here we are. All right. To break the connection, strike the escape key on your computer, and then that is terminated. All right, so that's all of the macOS tips and tricks that I'm going to show you today. If you have any questions about any of these, feel free to reach out to me, tlarson@alcoaschools.net. Thanks for watching.